Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Childhood Finds, and I've had enough interesting finds in the last week or so that I thought we should do a haul video. And I'm excited about a lot of this stuff. It was a series of estate sales and thrift stores, as well as a little bit from my source. And actually, for a kind of dreary week in my weather, that it actually went pretty good. There was one estate sale I went to where I had to drive through snow, ice, actually a few. So it still turned out okay, even though we're getting into late March, and hopefully the plethora of sales that are coming will start soon. But for right now, I just had a few that I've been going to. So let me start showing you. I have a lot to share. There's some good stuff here. There's some stuff that's, bread and butter, a lot of variety, I think. So first we're going to talk about one of my favorites. And just so you know, if you haven't watched my haul videos before, I sit like this so that I can put up either my listing, sold, something else here to give you an idea of value while I am showing it. I'll try to talk about it as well if I know anything, but I just try to give you as much information as possible with these videos. They're definitely more of a casual type video. But here we go. We're talking about underwear. I'm very excited. I didn't just find those two underwear. I found these at an estate sale and then found this at a thrift store. And you guys, if you don't know, vintage and just older underwear, especially 100% cotton, they sell really, really well. I mean, just really well. I paid $5 for this at a thrift store. That seems like a lot for three old tidy whities, basically. But they're gonna sell for probably 25 to 30. This one, it's a 3-pack, and they're just from 2010 and 2013. They're Life by Jockey. I got these at an estate sale, probably a couple bucks into them. It was a bulk buy, and they're gonna sell for at least 35 to 40, I think. So each. So do not pass up new in package underwear, even not new in package, guys. If it looks clean, you might as well pick it up if it's vintage because it can sell too. And then this came from my source. Really, really cool book. This is Old Times on the Mississippi, Mark Twain. I believe this is a first edition, but they made multiple variants of this cover. So there's different colors, and it's from 1876. Had to brush up on my Roman numerals because I can kind of read Roman numerals, but it always takes me a minute. But that's what the date is in, and it has all the points of, yeah, it's 1876, old Mark Twain book, probably a first edition. It's not in the best condition because this has definitely, I think, just was on a bookcase directly in front of the sun and has faded over time. But still, overall, the rest of the condition isn't bad. So I'm going to say probably about 100 for this book. And then this one I found at a thrift store. You can find the Game of Thrones books, George R.R. Martin. This is a Storm of Swords. You find those early books. They can really bring in good money. The first edition, first printing of Game of Thrones, worth a boatload. This one, probably 35 to 40. It's in beautiful condition. It is a first printing. Please, please be careful because this is another type of book that, like the Harry Potter, I see so many people claiming it's a first printing and it is just not on eBay. And I get that books, there's a learning curve because I already went through that learning curve, so I understand. But there's a lot of misrepresentation on these types of books, especially the popular names. So just be mindful of that on eBay when you're looking at solds, comparing, etc. I go in because there's a lot of them that they just aren't first editions. And then I went to an estate sale company that, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like to go to them. I really don't enjoy their sales because they usually charge over retail. So I completely understand supporting the family and wanting to get the most for the family. That I get. But when you're overcharging retail, because they also have a store, so I think they are trying to just save the stuff for their store. But this time they had some reasonable prices, so I'm going to give them more of a chance because it's been a while since I did their sales. So I'm giving them more of a chance, but in the past they have been rough. But I found 2 sealed Easton Press there, and I got to the sale probably an hour plus after opening because I went to a different estate sale that I got some stuff at I'm going to show you. That's actually where the Life by Jockey underwear came from. And so I rolled up an hour late to the sale, and these were still there. It's just I had to do my tippy toe thing where it was up on the top shelf, and I had to like paw it out. But I only paid $1 each for these. They aren't super valuable ones, unfortunately, but they're still good. This one's Adventure of Huckleberry Finn, another Mark Twain. And then this one was Treasure Island. So I I believe one is 20 and one's 30-ish. So not a huge profit, but I always will pick up Easton Press. I love Easton Press so much. If I had the ability to keep everything, I would start keeping these. They're beautiful. And then we've got this that I just got in an estate sale today. I have to put it together, but it is a kaleidoscope. And you just turn it, look through the end, and it's a stained glass kaleidoscope. And I believe these are usually around 50 to 60. It's in beautiful condition. There is no cracking that I have found in the stained glass. That is very prevalent in these. But from what I can see, it's in beautiful shape. Just checking one more time. And really easy to ship. Both of these separate. And I could even unscrew this probably, but I'll probably just bubble wrap in between, and it should be nice and safe and easy to ship. But probably 50 to 60. I paid about 5-ish for them, for this. And then this is a tool, because now I'm getting into tools, guys. So if you've been a fan of my channel, I'm just going to tell you, I may have said I was an everything seller before, but now I really am. I am really seeing what that means, because flat out, I'm getting into tools. I sold some couches. I mean, I'm really getting into everything now. So hopefully that can bring you guys some value, because I'm going to be learning a lot of different things to share with you. And here's tools. This is Klein Tool, and it's a bolt reader, but it's in beautiful shape. It looks like it hasn't even been used. Just put some batteries in, test it, check it out. I'm learning how to test tools too, guys. It has been a roller coaster these last couple weeks as I've had this source to kind of learn new things. It's been amazing because it's been a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun to have different exciting things to learn about and check out and have it on top of my other sourcing. But this, I believe, is a $40 to $50 piece. Really good. And then I just got some brass, because you know how I feel about brass. I'm addicted to it. I'll even pay up for it because I'm weak. Look at these cute brass elephants. It's just a little pair that I'm going to put together, and you can put in the, it usually helps to put trunk up. That means good luck. So that I usually include in the title as well. So I'll sell these together probably for 25 to 30 maybe. Brass tends to sell decently on Poshmark as well. So I'll probably put that on there. And then I got some flatware. I might have to edit some of the rustling as I get it out. But I have 2 bags worth, so I went to a kind of higher end thrift store. Antique. It's in between an antique and thrift store. Right in between this store is what I would put it at. And they usually have flatware I pick up. I usually go there maybe once a month, and they usually have some new flatware. So this set, neither of these sets are going to be super valuable, but there's a good amount of pieces. So I just want to show you the pattern. And both of these, one of them is an 8-piece place setting, and one serves 10, I think. And I paid $45 for both, so 20 for one and 25 for the other. And here's the pattern. This one, I believe, it's Rogers stainless. So this one I know isn't going to be super valuable, but I have enough pieces that it'll definitely make it worth it. I don't mind parting this stuff out, and if it takes a while to sell. I do not care if my parted out flatware takes a year plus to sell, because I can make so many listings fit in one little area. And then I have this one. This one, I am like 85% sure I already have listed, which would be nice. And it's this one, and this one is Stanley Roberts, and one of these is 8, one of these is 10. But again, a good size of this, and ooh, this must have iced teaspoons. Iced teaspoons can really surprise you sometimes. Sometimes they're just basic value. Sometimes they're worth a boatload. And then I just picked up a little tiny bit of flatware besides that, but I picked up one of my Holy Grail flatware sets, but I didn't pick up a set. I picked up 5 pieces. I dug it out of a bin. I spent probably 10 minutes digging it out because I found one and I'm like, there has to be more, but I only found 5. So let me show you it. It's the Longaberger one. And I showed this in my flatware videos, so I will link those both. There's 2 of them in the description, because if you haven't watched them, I have been, they're my grails now I'm shooting for. So I can cross Longaberger off, but can I cross it off if I only found 5 pieces? I should be able to find more. So I'll half cross. But this is the pattern, and it just says Longaberger on the back. And even though I only found 5 pieces, I paid about $1 for the 5 pieces. And the teaspoon probably be 25 to 30. I have 1 dinner fork. That'll probably be 25 to 30. I have 2 knives and a soup spoon. So I'm still going to make some money off of this. It was worth digging for. Now we're going to talk about my big dinnerware buy, because I went to an estate sale and they had a huge dinnerware set that I have sold before. You've seen it. It's Old Country Roses by Royal Albert. And I asked if this company could sometimes, I was afraid the price was going to be high because it was the one thing that wasn't marked, that was a big ticket item. And I went up and asked her, and she said $125 for all of it. And I was almost angry because then I knew I had to buy it. I had no choice. And of course, this was the one, it was an estate sale. I had to park far away. It was icy. It was snowing. I had to carry all these boxes of breakables down steep stairs. And I mean, not super steep, but they felt real steep because it was iced. And it was just, it's an adventure. But it's going to be worth it. I mean, because I knew, I'm just showing you a couple pieces. I will put up some sales up here while I'm talking. But this is the pattern. It's got this beautiful gold rim, and it says Old Country Roses on the bottom. And it's one that, it was funny, I paid $125 for what I got. And then I went to a thrift store and they had less than what I had, and they were asking $500 for it. So that was fun. But I got a lot of different pieces, and I don't know exactly how much I'm going to make, but I have a good idea. I mean, this has the lid. I just didn't want to find it in all of the wrap I have because I had to pack it all too. Thankfully, I had packing paper in my truck. Packing paper in your truck if you sell breakables, just in case. But this is the coffee pot, and I just sold this. Like, I shipped it out Monday for $55, and it could be $55 to $65 for it. I've got the teapot. I've got these little, where are they? I got the little napkin ring holders. I got 6 of those. I have 12 dinner plates, 12 salad plates, 12 teacup and saucer sets, 12, is it bread plates? They're called bread plates, I think. And then I have the serving platter. Some of the really big ones I might try to sell locally, but I could ship it. I've shipped worse. And then I have like big casserole dish, like a soup tureen or something I think it's called. It's a lot. I picked up a lot. And it was that moment when she told me the price. It's like, well, I guess I'm buying it. I have to. I have no choice. It's a good, fair price for it. Then we got something I'm really excited about. It's knockoff Polly Pocket, basically. Star Castle. Look, it's a miniature castle. And guess what? You have little figurines in your miniature castle. And it's from the 90s. It's totally a knockoff Polly Pocket, but it's worth some money. I've sold another one in this same series, and it was just a little one sealed for like 25, 30, I think. But I paid $8 for this, and I couldn't grab it off the shelf fast enough. This was, again, the estate sale I was at an hour late, still sitting there, and it'll probably be worth over $100 because it's sealed and it's in relatively good condition. But so excited for this. Even knockoff Polly Pocket I'm going to get excited for. These I got from my source. They're not super valuable separate, so I think I'm just going to lot them up together. They are Speed Racer tin signs, and they have some wear on them, not in the perfect condition. They are made in USA, probably from the late 90s, and I figure lotting them up, I mean, the shipping is not going to be that bad shipping these, so I think probably lot it up 30 to 40 is what I'll ask for them. Then we got a couple little plushes. Guys, this is Tahoe Tessie. I might have to keep this. It's just, I live near Lake Tahoe and I love Lake Tahoe with every fiber of my being. And you see how cute it is? It's definitely vintage. Like, I just love it so much. I don't know. Yeah, Kings Beach, California, and it says Tahoe Tessie on the tag. It's so cute. I think I might have to keep it. I paid like 50 cents for it. Here's a lovey. Nothing super exciting. It does have a rattle, and it's Lila and Jack is the tag, and probably about $15. Paid 50 cents for it. I will do that return on investment every day of the week. Here is some Dune. Here is a Dune trilogy set, and I'm gonna have to cut away in a minute and move some of this stuff because I've got more stuff to share with you, books. I have another Dune book to share with you, but this one's a paperback set. I don't know how much it's going to be worth. I kind of just bought it because I could tell it was definitely vintage, little box set. I mean, I figured even if I can get $15 to $20 for it, I would be happy. But I figure this is early enough that it probably will hold some value. So I'm going to give this one a go. Because this one has Children of Dune, Dune Messiah, and Dune. It's got some condition issues, but paperbacks are always kind of rough. I paid up for this little piece of Wedgwood because, like brass, Wedgwood is a weakness. I had to leave behind a Wedgwood piece today because it was a clock and it wasn't working, and it just wasn't going to be worth it. But if it was working, I would have picked it up. And this one, I did pay 10 for it, but I think I can get 30 to 35 for it. So I paid a little more than I usually like to pay, but it's just so cute. And it's just a little kidney bean shape. I believe it's lilac is the coloring. Has a little chariot race on there. I just really enjoy it. Here's a pair of shoes from my source. He knows I hate shoes, so he kind of laughs when he gives them to me now. They are Brooks. Arcadia? I don't know. They're probably worse. They're 6.5, so they're a little smaller of a size. My foot I'd have to just cut in half to get in there. But they're in nice shape. I have to clean some hair out of them, but the bottoms look really nice, so I won't complain too much. I found a couple records. They were hiding in a corner because people were running through the estate sale like madmen, and they didn't look in this corner. These are ones that I'm not going to get rich off of them, but I was just excited to find them. This is Rick Springfield, Working Class Dog. I think it's worth about 10. This one, I don't know. I know when I used to be able to find records a couple years ago, I feel like this was a $15 to $20 one, but that could have changed. And it's Eagles Hotel California. And the covers are in pretty nice shape, actually. And then this one I also used to sell, usually for about 12 to 15. So I don't know if it still sells, so you might see a want wall. But Saturday Night Fever, good shape. Now these I'm excited about because, guys, I just did that magazine video. That's why I have to do more research videos because they help me. And this is a lot of Mad Magazine. Like a pile of it. And it's from, like, this is from 75. I definitely know I had some 60s in here. This is from October 1961. And so I'm probably going to lot these together. I might check if there's any outliers, but most likely I will lot them together. I talked about the first Mad Magazine in my magazine video. So I guess I'll link that with the Flatware video down below. But they do help the research videos. I mean, it's amazing that I find the stuff after, researching about it. But I'm excited about this pile. I don't know how much it'll sell for, but I think it'll be interesting to see. I have some books that I'm really excited to share with you as well, like the other one, but here's Dune, and this is the book club edition. It says book club edition in it. Let's see if I can turn it. So down there. And it does also have a gutter code, though. So gutter codes are those codes you'll typically find in the back end pages, and certain publishers use them. They usually are date codes, but I have a gutter code in here, so I'm able to kind of research it with that, and it's a good one. I got this at Goodwill for $2.99. You would have again thought I was fighting off wolves when I dived for it. There was nobody that was fighting for it. but I was so excited I dove. So I found this, and probably at least 100 plus one of it. And now I've got my miniature book set. So I went to this estate sale 30 minutes from me today, and they didn't advertise very well. And it was someone that, I think it was an older woman that she's either going to be moving in with family or downsizing, something like that. She was very nice. And it was cute because I got to the estate sale and the daughter was so overwhelmed because she didn't expect that many people to come. And the mother hadn't gotten there yet to help her with pricing. But so I stood guard by these books until the mom got there. Um, because I was just like, I will not let, I'm not letting these books go. I want to hear the price first, have the first chance to buy them all. So I stood there and waited for 15 minutes, awkwardly. But they were very nice. And so I paid up a little bit for them, but not really because I love them. And again, if I was rich, if I get to a point where I'm rich, guys, and I can have a library, you're going to be seeing me keep so many books. But they're these little miniature books. I saw them advertised in the sale. And so there are some sets and some singles in here. And you probably can't read the title, but I believe this is a full set. And it is The World's 1,000 Best Poems. I do believe I have sold a single of these before for usually about $10-ish. Let me see if it has the date. So 1929, so not quite antique. But I have sold singles out of this, so I do think this is a decent set. And all the miniature books, I'm not showing you all of them, I paid 100 for. And she was very nice because it was one of those awkward moments where she's like, give me a reasonable offer. And it's just like, I want to, but I don't know what you think is reasonable. I always try my best to get them to put out the first number. And I try to pay when I can. But we agreed on 100. And she was very nice. She made me take the little bookcase they were on. It was a cute bookcase, but it was that moment of like, I don't want furniture. But she was so sweet. And again, if I could afford to, I would probably keep all these. But then I have these ones, and these are all the Shakespeare ones, and these are leather bound. These, I think, were from 1900, 1909, and I think they vary on the age, but early 1900s, and I have 24 of these. I believe this is a complete set. I have to research more. I really didn't research that much going into it. I just knew I wanted them. So, and here's more. I mean, we have Romeo and Juliet, we have Julius Caesar, Antony, and Cleopatra, all of them. And so I'm so tickled pink by these. They were worth paying for. And then these guys, sometimes I have sold a couple of these before, and usually they sold for like 10 by themselves, 8 to 10 by themselves, I think. But I got a chunk of them. I don't know how many I'll have to count. But these are little leather library, and they're just so darn cute. They're so darn cute. This one is The Murders in the Rue Morgue, Poe. And let's see. This one I don't think has a date, but they're usually easy to figure out. You just type in Little Leather Library and then put the name. So I will see if it's worth selling some separate and if it's worth selling in a lot. I just have to see what I want to do because I have this handful and then this handful as well. Let me count them real quick. 32 of them. So that's a pretty good showing. That I feel like even if I sold them in a lot, they'd have to be at least $100. So that'll pay for all the other ones, right? And it was, I loved them. And they did look so cute on the shelf she had them displayed in. She had some beautiful items. She had a lot of beautiful glassware. My mind couldn't think about buying glassware though. And I knew that she was going to want more for the glassware. So I didn't want to offend with the price I could pay because I'm not willing to pay as much for breakables because I don't enjoy them. But just such a nice woman. More things to share with you guys. Here is just a hat. Tennessee Bowls, I think that's what it was. But it's vintage, made in Korea. Usually is what tells me that. It's wool blend, basically in new condition. I don't know, maybe $20 for it. This I got at the Goodwill. Probably paid up a little bit for it, but it's going to be so easy to pack and ship and take pictures of that I just was fine with it. and it's just Alice, or not Alice, it's Marie from Aristocats, and I paid $3.99. It'll probably sell for $18 to $20. Here's an amiibo. It's not worth very much, but it's Ganondorf from Super Smash Brothers, so of course I have to sell this. And then here is something you should look for. These are dongles for Guitar Hero, and you see that it says Red Octane. These are what everybody doesn't have for their Guitar Hero guitars for like the PS2. So look for these, because just this little guy is probably $20 plus, and the guitars aren't, probably are worth about that almost. So definitely look for these little dongles, because how easy is this to ship? I think that's everything that I have around me to share with you today, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this haul video. Let me know in the comments if you had a favorite from this video or one of your favorite finds. I would love to hear about that. And otherwise, guys, I will see you on the next video.